Hello everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to play Liu Kang, which is, which is one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat 1 as of right now. He is primarily a rushdown character, and I feel like that works best with me. So let's get into the game and let's learn how to play him. Alright, so now that we are in the game, first thing we're gonna do is go over his like a main overview of sorts. So the first thing I want to get over is Liu Kang is a rushdown character. If you are more into 50/50s, then I would go with somebody like Smoke, and there's tons of tutorials out there on how to play Smoke. And there is just so much you can do with Liu Kang as a character. You can zone, like with his down back 1 or his back forward 1. And there's just, you can rush down, you can zone, there's so much you can do. And I think that something that could sum up Liu Kang as a character very well is he very hard hitting. He's somewhat easy to play, but he has very high damage, and I think that's what a lot of people come to Liu Kang for. And that's what they expect with a character like Liu Kang. Anyways, enough with the yapping, and let's move on to his best buttons. So his best buttons are his standing 1-2, which is a high mid. His 2-2 is also pretty good. I'm not sure what the frame data looks like that on block. I think it's plus. Yeah, it's +3 on block. And another one of his good moves is the forward 4, which is a move that a lot of people dislike with Liu Kang. The forward 4-3 is also good and is a great combo starter. His back 2-3 is good. So let's say you down 1 poke somebody, right? You down 1 them, you down jab them, and then they go to poke back, and you can easily whiff punish them, and it's like free damage from there. So yeah, his down 1 is also another good button. Every character's down 1 is a good button, but that is definitely good. It has a 7-frame startup as well, which it's not the fastest in the game, but it's like the average for startups. Trying to think what his other good buttons are. I think that's all of them. Oh, another one of his good things to do is like for 50/50, you could do the 3-2, which is a high overhead. So if your opponent is like blocking low a lot, which is the normal, you can do this, and if they don't know how to play against Liu Kang very well, you will catch them with that all the time. Trust me, you can catch them with that a lot, because it's very confusing, because the move doesn't look like an overhead. It looks like more of like a high than a high overhead. But it's a high overhead. So I think we've gone over all of his best buttons. Let's move on to his best cameos. So Liu Kang's best cameos, I have one of them equipped right now, and that is Kung Lao. And Kung Lao's good because mainly pressure, so you can do like forward 4 into the low buzzsaw hat. You can also do this and then go like for low overhead mix, or you could do this like in another low overhead mix. There's loads of things you can do with Kung Lao. And instead of having to use back 2-3 as a launcher, you can do forward 4-3 into the forward Lao cameo for a free launcher, or instead of using forward 4-3 into the enhanced back forward 3 for a launcher, which is kind of hard to time, especially for new Liu Kang players. Like as you see there, I dropped it. As you can see, it is a little hard to time, but once you do it a lot, you will get the hang of it. Kung Lao is great for zoning as well. I can't stress this enough. Kung Lao is good for a lot of things. And he is, like maybe my second favorite cameo to lose, or to, excuse me, to use with Liu Kang. Just because of his zoning and low overhead mix-up, like, potential. And I think that's it for Kung Lao. Let's move on to the next cameo, which is Sub-Zero. Alright, so now that we have Sub-Zero equipped, there's a lot of things that he is good with, or good for, and that is, once again, if you don't want to use the back forward 3 as a launcher for your combos, you can do this and have the opponent be frozen by Sub-Zero, which is amazing. Especially if you want to side switch, because if you're not using Kung Lao, so, hang on a second. So let's say you're in the corner, right, and your opponent does something punishable, you can just freeze them, and boom, easy side switch right there. Another thing he's good with is corner pressure, which I honestly shouldn't have reset. But hang on, let's switch to block all. So let's say you're doing like you're doing a couple stagger strings, and then you do this. You call in the Sub-Zero ice armor, or the Arctic armor. That's what it's called, but I just call it ice armor. And you do the cold shoulder move. And yes, it does use all of Sub-Zero's meter, because it technically counts as 2 moves in one. So it uses the full bar of meter. But to do your corner pressure, it is very, very good. So, I don't remember exactly how plus it was on block, so I'm gonna do it again, just to see. And as you could see there, for like a split second it said 26. I'm gonna just do it again. Boom. Now it says 19. It really just depends on when you do it, but it leaves you almost to up to 30 frames of block advantage, which is wild, because you can just continue your stagger strings. He's pretty decent with Liu, I'd say. Wonder if... Oh, it does work. Okay, but you can't really combo off of it. Alright, so I think that's really everything we can explore with the Sub-Zero cameo. There's not too much depth to him like there is with Kung Lao or anybody. So let's move on to the next cameo, which is Striker. Alright, so the next cameo is Striker, and he is kind of like, he's kind of like Sub-Zero in a way with the whole back forward 3 dancing dragon thing. However, with this one, you can actually do it mid-screen, and it will still keep you safe on block, because if you try to do that the cold shoulder thing mid-screen with Sub, he will miss and you will still be negative. However, some opponents will still block anyways, because they think they'll be hit. So it's kind of like a 50-50 guess on what your opponent, like if your opponent knows what they're doing. But you can do this one mid-screen, and you can use like the high grenades. And it's really good for pressure. And it keeps you safe, which is amazing. Another thing you can do with Striker is, hang on a second, I have to see what the move is again. It's Cop Bop. All right, so it's up cameo. Yep. So you can do like a mid overhead mix. If they're blocking low, this will hit them because it is an overhead move. Yeah, so there's really not much that I know about Striker yet, other than that, mid overhead, or, ooh, that is a low overhead mix, or I believe it is. Okay, I think that's a low overhead mix. I'm not too sure, but that is all I know with Striker for right now. So let's move on to the next cameo, which is the next and final cameo, actually, before we move into the combos, and that is Sareena. Alright, now that we have a Sareena equipped, I know she isn't the good, like, go-to cameo. She's really more for the beginners of Liu Kang, which, if you are watching this video, you more than likely are a Liu Kang beginner. She's really only good for combo extension, which her Kiosk Blades move, really comes in handy for. And you've seen it with every combo, 2 Kiosk Blades, and then the rest of the combo just for more damage. And that's why she is last on this list, because she doesn't really bring much to the table for Liu Kang, other than combo extension. And even then, she doesn't really, like, scaling kind of takes over, especially if it's a bigger combo with more hits. Scaling hits pretty hard when you use Sareena, so she's not really worth it. I'd rather learn a cameo like Kung Lao or Sub-Zero with Liu Kang instead, because Sareena is just you know. So that is all for the best cameos. Let's move on to the combos. So this first combo is a, well, I'm not going to be talking for the rest of these combos, but this first one is just going to be a Sareena one, since I haven't switched the cameos yet. So here we go. Anyways, that is going to be it for today's video guide on how to play Liu Kang. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. I hope you all have an amazing day, or morning, afternoon, or night, or evening, wherever it is, wherever you guys are. I hope y'all stay safe. I hope y'all have a good one.